operation west of Dodge City, 40 miles. My great-granddad homesteaded out in that flat country in 1885. And 10 years ago, God called Victoria and I out of that operation with me kicking and dragging my feet and telling the Lord he didn't know what he was doing. So now this is our 10th year of full-time ministry, traveling on, and just, it's not about, I want up front, it's not about Barry Ward or Victoria. It's not about us. It's about Jesus Christ and him crucified. Because that's why we do what we do, and we're just enjoying it. So, well, it's a cool fall night and the stars shine bright. We're standing in the field beneath the moonlight. All we can hear is a coyote's lonely drone. My boys and I are late supping 4 miles from home. Well, tomorrow morning my boys will leave again. Yeah, back to the city where their new life begins. And I'll be left here standing all alone. Oh, and praying God someday this will be their home. But like a horse running faster than the wind, my boys may never work with me again. The blood that's running in their veins is mine. It's their bloodline. Oh, oh, oh. I'm riding down the blacktop, working with my dad. It's the only job I really ever had. And I look at him and Lord, we look the same. Oh, I guess that's why we both have the same last name. Like a horse running faster than the wind, my boys may never work with me again. The blood that's running in their veins is mine. It's their bloodline. Oh, oh, I know the days come way too fast. My dad will pass on like he's in the past, and I'll be left here looking down at him. But I know Christ's bloodline, it never ends. Like a horse running faster than the wind, my boys may never work with me again. The blood that's running in their veins is mine. It's their bloodline. Oh, 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 well, come on, all you cowboys, won't you ride along with me? And I'll take you to a place like you ain't never seen. A land where the milk and honey flows. Telling you boys, I can't wait to go. Let's ride down the King's Highway. Come on, let's ride down the King's Highway. Well, come on, all you cowboys, ride along with me. And I'll take you to a place they call eternity. A land where the grass is belly high. And ain't nobody gonna ever die when they ride down the King's Highway. Come on, let's ride down the King's Highway. Oh, down the King's Highway. There'll be a sunrise coming in the morning. Oh, when I ride at the break of day, there'll be a cool breeze, oh, tagging along. When I ride and I sing a joyous song. Are you guys up to singing with me this morning?
Oh, yeah.
A few of you are, and a few of you are not. It's too excited. There'll be a sunrise coming in the morning. Let's get that, shall we? There'll be a sunrise coming in the morning. When I ride at the break of day, there'll be a cool breeze tagging along. When I ride and I sing a joyous song. Oh, I have worked, I've labored and toiled on this land of foreign soil, and soon my days, oh, they'll all be old. When I ride and I reach that peaceful shore, and there'll be a sunrise coming in the morning. When I just drew a blank there. There'll be a cool breeze, oh, tagging along. When I ride and I sing a joyous song, and the sunrise, oh, what glory! Oh, when I behold my Savior's face, I'm gonna leave my troubles all far behind me. When I ride out at sunrise in the morning, there'll be sunrise coming in the morning. When I ride out at the break of day, there'll be a cool breeze tagging along. When I ride and I sing a joyous song. Oh, when I ride out at sunrise in the morning. Won't that be a glorious day when we see our Father? We have good friends in Medicine Lodge. Some of you may know them, Truman and Wilma Kisner. They live just outside of Medicine Lodge. And they're wonderful Christian people, and they're both 85 this year. And up until a little over a year ago, Truman was riding 9 ranches every morning on horseback. Wow. Checking their fences every single morning, 9 ranches at 84 years old. What a blessing that God gave him to be able to do. He's a horse trainer by trade, but he just loves being out there all alone in God's creation. His wife's, one evening after they came to a concert and after it was over with, she gave me this poem. She said, you know, this is kind of what I envision him seeing when he rides out there in the morning. She said, can you make a song out of this? And I said, well, you know, sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. Well, man, I said, but I'll give it my best shot. So I gave it my best shot. We were still living in Eureka at that time. And everything was failing miserably. It sounded horrible and nothing sounded good. And to be honest, I lost it. I didn't think about it for 2 more years. I just completely forgot about it. But it's all in God's time. So one night I got up about 11 o'clock and went downstairs and sat in my recliner. And I looked over and there was one of my folders that had songs in it. So I reached over and I opened it up, and guess what fell out on the floor? That poem. To me, that was God saying that night, tonight's the night to put the music to it. It's called Rancher's Paradise. And so a poem by Wilma Kisner about what her husband Truman experiences daily in God's creation. I feel so close to God outdoors as I sit right upon my horse. Hear the wind in the trees as I ride, just my horse and me. Hear the birds sing their song, all is at peace, nothing's wrong. It's the start of a brand new day. With his still small voice, he leads the way. I see his wonder in the bright blue sky, the floating clouds as they pass me by. I feel his presence as he takes my hand and guides me to the promised land. Oh, I feel so close to God outdoors when I sit right upon my horse. Hear the wind in the trees as I ride, just my horse and me. Another day I'll seek his will from the still of a canyon and yonder hill. Wildflowers bloom in every nook. Hear the babbling of a tiny brook. I see his wonder in a bright blue sky, the floating clouds as they pass me by. I feel his presence as he takes my hand and guides me to the promised land. Oh, I feel so close to God outdoors as I sit right upon my horse. Hear the wind in the trees as I ride, just my horse and me. As I ride, just my horse and me. I always get up here and think I've pretty well got it planned out. You know how it works. God says, not this morning. Let's just move on, you know. So this song has been in my mind, so I guess I'm supposed to sing it. A few years ago, God began to call Victoria and I off of our operation. Had you ever argued with God? Anybody?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever won that argument? Yeah, me either. And I argued with God. I said, and I think it's my agricultural background. I think it's just give me a few more hours and I'll get the job done. Lord, you take the big stuff and I got the little stuff down here. And I told people I was beginning to do this. I started playing guitar when I was 35 because I just wanted to do it. I never dreamed in my wildest imagination that I would be able to proclaim the love of Christ with this thing ever. And so it was about that time God was calling me into something new. And I was fighting big time. He tried to take me off our farm. I'd pull those reins back and dig my feet in, and the dirt would pile up in front of me. I just wouldn't let him take me. You know, what's that old joke? Dragging Charlie? I was dragging everything that I wanted to keep. I was dragging along with it. Telling people that I was so bad, and all that. I look back on those days, and God was getting my attention big time. He didn't want me 50%. He wanted me to 100%. And I had a joke I was going to tell, but it's real clear right now. God doesn't want me to tell a joke. He wants me to say what he wants me to say. For me. It's for me up here today. So I went down to the Adams Ranch in Oklahoma. They invited me to come down and help with the roundup. And I think there was 9 of us on horseback the first year, 500 pairs. And the Tamaracks had taken that Cimarron River, so they cleared an area, but we had to bunch those pairs up to get them across. That's the only place we could cross it. And it's the river. I mean, it sounds grandiose and all that, but it wasn't. The river was about, for me, to that piano. Cimarron. Yeah, in Oklahoma Panhandle. And it was moving a little bit, but as I got in that water, I used to tell people, I stopped my horse and blah, 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 blah. None of that happened. When I got in the water, God stopped my horse. And it became a spiritual experience. I could smell my horse. I could hear the guys yelling. I could hear the cattle in the water. I could even hear birds sing. As we brought them out of that river and up to the first trap, I didn't really know what God was doing. But about 3 weeks later, I was in the jungles of Cameroon, Africa, doing 8 concerts, evangelical meetings. A boy who had never been out of this country, in the jungles. Cameroon is a very unstable area. And I had an AK-47 stuck in my ribs at one point at a checkpoint because I wouldn't get out of the van because they told me not to get out of the van because they wouldn't let you back in the van until you paid them off, The next time, they pull this rope up and we stop. We're in a van. I'm riding a shotgun. And our guy that's with us from Cameroon, he goes, Mr. Betty, do not get out. Whatever you do not get out. So the guy says, you need to get out of the van. I didn't respond. They said it again. You need to get out of this van. I said, no. All of a sudden, there's an AK-47 stuck right here. He said, I said, get out of this van. I got out of the van. I didn't care how much money it was going to take. I got out of the van. But that's where God made me fall on my knees and turn my life over to him. So it's in that Cimarron River is where God began to call me to something that I never dreamed we would be doing. But what a blessing it's been. So. Riding along the Cimarron, the world seems far away. Nature's critters talking, I hear every word they say. Past that old fallen cottonwood, the smell of the sage and the tall grass waves to me as if to say, what if tomorrow it's your last ride? Oh, then I'll just thank you for riding by my side. Riding along the Cimarron, I hold the reins in my hands, and the birds sing a pretty tune. I understand. We pull up to a cedar, hear the sounds of the creek. We stand in silence as he begins to speak. What if tomorrow holds your last breath? Oh, then I'll just thank him for riding by my side. And if tomorrow finds me on a range unknown by man, oh, I'll be there with a smile on my face as I ride in his amazing grace. 'Cause I'm riding on a simmer, the world seems far away. Far away.
Thank you. I'm going to do one more and then turn it back over to you, Bill. I have a passion for our men and women who have defended our freedoms in this country. So if you're a veteran, would you stand this morning? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the men and women who have preserved our freedoms to do what we do today. Thank you for serving our country. I was drafted in 1972, and I was playing football at Dodge City Community College, and so I went to Kansas City, took my physical, which was an experience in itself. And I standing in this line with 50 other guys, and they came and pulled me out of that line, and I had a meeting with a guy in the back room. Just me and him. You remember the old guy, Kojak? He was on TV.
Yeah.
He looked exactly like Kojak, and he had this jacket on that had more medals. I didn't think he could even stand up. There were so many medals on that jacket. And he didn't say anything. All he said was, "You trying to stay out of the Army?" I'm thinking to myself, they pulled me out of the line. He's asking me if I'm trying to stay out of the Army. I'm thinking, if I say yes, I am, he's the kind of guy that would just put me in spite of me. He hauled around, and I said, "Well, I'm in college. I'd like to go back to college," and blah, blah, blah. And he said, "Well, we think you have a heart murmur." He said, "If you're enlisting," he said, "I'll pass you. If you want out, I'll flunk you." I tried to hesitate. My number was 19. So they drafted 1 through 15, and they called 16 through 30. And we were headed for the Army, and some of them were headed for Vietnam. I said I'd like to go back to college, so he flunked me in. I think to myself sometimes, why did God do that? Why did some of my friends end up going and I stayed home? That's all God's plan. But I will tell you something, I'll never know what it's like to be part of your brotherhood. Because that's one of those things, if you haven't been there, you'll never know. You have to be there. And, I'm so glad that our men and women are getting welcome homes they deserve. But our Vietnam veterans, not so much. And so my passion is to honor all veterans from every place God puts me in. I will do that. Even in places that tell me I can't do it, God makes the way. He opens the doors. So, is this a little bit loud for you guys?
No, it's fine.
Welcome home. Thank you for serving. Well, he got his draft number, it was mighty low, but he was proud and willing to go. They turned him into one heck of a man, sent him off to fight in Vietnam. Now the chopper was flying treetop low, on my mission he volunteered to go. The fog so thick you couldn't see your hand, he said, I don't want to die in this foreign land. Oh, they said the angels were with him when they flew into that fall, bringing out those wounded soldiers under fire from the Viet Cong. And they prayed they'd make it out. I need to stop because I have a good friend who was a medevac pilot in Vietnam, and that's where this song was born. It was from Larry Solomons from Hanson, Kansas. Told me how many of their helicopters were shot down and lost, and how many guys lost their lives in his company. And it blew my mind. And he told me that they would land, get the wounded, bring them back to the hospitals under fire. And he said there were times that you couldn't see, the fog would be so thick and you would have to just trust your instruments. But we had to go get the wounded. And one thing he told me was they had one guy in his crew designated, when he lifted off, he began praying. And he prayed nonstop, all the way in, all the way out. He believes that's what got him to the war. He said they landed one day and unloaded all the wounded, and they counted 32 bullet holes in their helicopter, and nobody was wounded or hurt.
Wow.
So he believes that. And they said the angels were with him when they flew into that fog, bringing out those wounded soldiers under fire from the Viet Cong. And they prayed they'd make it out, and soon they would be home, and they'd hear the words they longed to hear, soldier. Oh, welcome home. Oh, they loaded up the wounded in the LC. The chopper hovered way down among the trees. Smoke and dust was swirling everywhere when the radio squawked, get the heck out of there. Well, they made it out, but it just wasn't right. Get your uniform off and get it out of sight. Cursed and spit on by an angry mom. The only thing he's guilty of was doing his job. Oh, they said the angels were with him when they flew into that ball, bringing out those wounded soldiers under fire from the Viet Cong. And they prayed they'd make it out, and soon they would be home, and they'd hear the words they longed to hear, soldier. Oh, welcome home. Well, now the years have simply flown away, but there's a lot of proud Vietnam veterans today. You see one walk over and look him in the eye, give him the words he's never heard. Oh, welcome home. And they said the angels were with them when they flew into that ball, bringing out those wounded soldiers under fire from the Viet Cong. And they prayed they'd make it out, and soon they would be
home.
You know, I think back when, because 73 is when the war ended in Vietnam, and that's the amount of time that my numbers are about to come up. And obviously the war ended and things changed. So I didn't know either, but sometimes we don't say enough to those who served any battle in any war field that they were in. And again, as your pastor, I say thank you for doing that. Don't say it to you often, because as pastor, I'm usually exhorting you. But today, I want to just encourage you and thank you for all that you've done. You know, one of the things that we blessed is the fact is that we have our life, God's called us. Aren't we blessed by his ministry? Yes. God's brought him, and I looked over at my wife, I said, I know exactly what he's talking about. Because we used to pastor in Oklahoma, and we go down through cold water, buttermilk cans. You know what buttermilk is? Oh, yeah. Nobody else knows. Yeah, I don't know him, but I know he's talking about. And well, I met him, because you know probably John Paul. Yes. See, John Paul's a good friend of mine as well. So one of the things is when we go down there, I'm going, I looked at it, I said, he's talking about the Cimarron River. I know exactly where he's at, because we pastored south of Woodward for many years. And so we know that territory pretty well. So this kind of brings it back to the picture for us. One of the things I wanted to note just for a little bit, just before, because I'm going to have you play while we're taking the offering in just a moment. I'm giving Lonnie a break today, so he's not having to do the announcements. You're doing pretty good, Lonnie. Lonnie's thankfully he don't have to do the announcements. Couple things. Number one, children, you are not to go past the glass doors until the teachers go there. Okay? Do not go past the doors until the teachers are there. And you might have to go to the restroom, but you can wait or have an adult go with you. Because this is somebody else's property, and we have had a lot of things going on in these rooms, and we cannot have that happen. And so, once teachers are there, you can be there. All right? And so, note that. So, we're part of our one another time here, so don't just think at one another time we can just run off and go. No, got to be careful, and let's be respectful of that. Next Sunday, we are having dinner on the grounds. Let's qualify the grounds. Here. Outside here. Not on the hill yet. We'll do that later on, another time. But the bottom line is this, we're doing it because we're doing it with the Presbyterian Church family as well, church family. Because one of the things we want to do is express our appreciation as we fellowship with them and to encourage them. You don't know what it was like about 3 weeks ago. Was it 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago that we had dinner with them? It doesn't matter. But the wonderful thing, well, many things, in fact, one of my old school counselors was sitting weeping as he left. He said, this was so amazing because, you know, our church was fully full that morning. We had a big turnout to the dinner with them downstairs. And he said, man, it's been years since we've seen a church that had noise and young adults and children and all that. And so we're encouraging them. Our place is to help encourage them. Hopefully can raise a vision that God can use them in their own style and to help them to understand the kingdom work. Obviously, Brother Roland's a wonderful man of God, loves the Lord, and he wants to see a vision be reignited in the Holy Spirit for this church. And so we want to encourage him. So we will come. We'll be providing hot dogs and hamburgers and so on. We'll be cooking outside on open fire. Well, I don't know what we're doing, but it'll be done. So bring those side dishes, but we are doing it here. Next Sunday, if somebody says, we're going to build the church land, tell them where.
Here.
Where?
Here.
Where?
Here.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Why are you sure?
Because you said that.
Because I said so. Okay.